You are now watching Demeech.
Welcome to this episode of Demeech's Arcade. This wasn't a request per se, but I did get a comment from Cartfesser saying that he wanted to know if Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy was worth getting or not, so consider this episode dedicated to you. So what am I talking about, of course? Well, I already announced it and I have the Crash figurines in the background, but what's better than getting one game? Multiple, of course, and if you want to get a good collection of games for the Switch, what you want to do is get Super Mario 3D All-Stars and throw that in the trash where it belongs. Then what you want to do is get Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. This includes the first 3 games and also includes bonus content, so we're going to see if this collection of games is worth getting or not. I think you already have a general idea, and let's take a look at the best trilogy on the Switch. So I just spoiled that, but hey, water is wet. Once you start up the game, you're greeted to an awesome little cutscene right here. As you can see, Crash has his PS1 design, but what did he just do? Could this game actually be a remake instead of a collection of ports? Why, yes it is! As you can see, Crash is rocking his new redesign right here. Looks beautiful in HD. So we're gonna play some Crash Bandicoot N Sane Trilogy. Now as you can see by the title, this includes the first 3 PS1 games, Crash 1, 2, and 3, and they're all remade in glorious HD. So we're gonna start off with Crash 1 of course, because that was the first game. So let's begin. I'm playing on this game with another account. That way I won't spoil anything. I started playing the first level here, but I already 100%ed Crash 1. Very close to beating Crash 2. Although I haven't started Crash 3 yet. So I'm very excited to start that, but I just want to beat the games in chronological order. So we are going to the Wumpa Islands right here. So with Crash Bandicoot, it's a 3D platformer, but it's a lot more linear than something like Super Mario 64, which released at a similar time. So already looking at the presentation, you can see a lot of love and care was put into it. It's remade to fit the HD age. And let's take a look at the first level. So we are at Insanity Beach. We're going to play some Crash, and you get to see what the gameplay is like. Along with that, I'll be reviewing the game too. So right off the bat, looking at the graphics, there is a major difference between this and the PS1 original. Everything is remade to look so much better. Crash looks more realistic now, has better textures, has better design, more polys, and overall everything looks great. Now with Crash Bandicoot, it's linear, so it's a hallway-style platformer game. What I mean by hallway? Well, the levels are a bit more narrow. This isn't always the case, but for a level like this, yeah, it is very linear. But it's also very fun. Linear doesn't necessarily mean bad. I think people didn't like 3D World at the time because they really wanted an open-world 3D Mario again, which we did get with Odyssey. But there's nothing wrong with linear games. They can be just as much fun. Crash Bandicoot is a prime example of that. So we're playing through this level right here, and we're going to try to unlock all the crates. So I think what we need to do is we need to run into this, although I'm not quite sure. You can jump on them or spin into them. I prefer spinning into them because it makes them a lot easier to dodge, but you could also spin into the Wumpa Fruits, which means you won't get that many extra lives, but you're going to need them in this game, let me tell you, because it's not easy. Crash Bandicoot's a very challenging game, which makes it so much fun, but you just gotta be prepared. Like a lot of games nowadays are super easy, but Crash is pretty unforgiving. And from what I've heard, Crash 4 is also pretty difficult as well. So we're just gonna try to clear this level. I don't know if we're gonna go for 100% right now, considering that I've done it before and it's just like a quick little overview of the game. So let's check it out right here. Alright. We needed to get the other boxes. I think they were in a bonus level or something. And we completed the stage. Now because we completed it so quick, I think we'll go on to another stage here. We missed 10 boxes, or 11 of them. Yeah, just 10. So in order to 100% the game, you have to hit all the boxes. I've done it before. It's pretty challenging, but it's so much fun. So we're going to go on to the second level. Here we go. Now if you've ever played Crash before, curious to know what your favorite Crash game is. I've played Crash 1, 2, Twinsanity, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Crash Nitro Kart on the GBA, and I've loved every single one of them that I've played. Although, if I'd have to choose, right now it would be probably Crash 2, simply because I feel it's more refined than the first game. But either way, all the games are great, I would say. Looking forward to playing Crash 3 and Crash 4. Crash 4 comes out on the Switch on March 12th, I think? And I'm definitely getting it day one. I am so excited to play it. but I probably gotta beat all the games first. Very close to beating 2. Already beat 1. Haven't played 3 yet, so I'm actually gonna play a level of 3 for the first time. But overall, everything is playing great here. You even got piranha plant-like things right here. And skunks. But yeah, everything to the presentation, gameplay, everything is refined in such a way that makes it so much better than the original, while also being true to it. This is how you do a remake right here. Don't go the lazy route and make something like 3D All-Stars that's just a bunch of ports. This is how you do it. Not to mention, this is $40 right here. Probably even less. And you're getting full-on remakes, which is awesome. So we're gonna beat this level right here. I gotta tell you, these levels get unforgiving in later stages. There's this one that's raining, and you're going on stairs. That has to be one of the hardest levels I've ever played in a game. It also includes the Cut Stormy Ascent, which is considered to be one of the hardest Crash levels of all time. So we're just gonna clear out this stage. Shouldn't be too bad since it's only the second level. And stages get more like 2D platformers in later levels. Like they're not all this hallway style right here. Although I really do like the hallway style. Very unique compared to what you see in a lot of 3D platformers. Right, just gonna get another mask. Crash wore masks before it was cool, guys. If only we knew. But I gotta say, without Crash N Sane Trilogy, the Switch would probably just gather dust in 2018 for me, because it was not a good year for Nintendo games. Although it was a great year for third-party games, and this was a pure example of that. Very nice to have it on the Switch. So not only could you play Crash on a Nintendo system for the first time, at least of 3 games, you could also play them on the go. Now with handheld mode, it's only 480p, but everything still plays great. As for the TV mode, it's 720p, so still HD, although it could look better. If you want the highest resolution from the game, I would suggest going for the PC version, or going for something like the PS4 or Xbox One. Switch isn't really a powerhouse, but either way, you're gonna enjoy these games, despite all the frustration that it'll bring you. It just gets even harder from here. So I'm curious to know, what's your favorite Crash game? If I have to say, I really like all of them, but I would probably say, for now, out of the platformers, Crash 2, but I also really like Crash Nitro Kart. I mean, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Get the names confused sometimes, but Nitro Kart's pretty good too. It's on the GBA, and it's a lot better than Super Circuit. There was also one on consoles. That's the one you probably should play, but I got it bundled with the Game Boy Advance that I got on Craigslist, and it's a very good game. Really underrated, I would say. And you could even unlock Spyro. You could do that in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled too, but this was years before. Alright, let's see. I think we'll clear out this level. I don't have a mask right now. Yeah, we're not gonna go for the boxes here. It's just instinct. If I'm playing Crash, I usually just go for the boxes. But so far, Crash 1 plays great. Very excited to play the other 2 games on this. So far, absolutely worth getting. Like, if you've ever had questions of, hey, should I get Crash N Sane Trilogy on the Switch? You know, judging by the first game alone, absolutely. So we are going into the bonus stage right now. Get 3 of the things right there. I forget what Crash's girlfriend's name is. I don't remember it. I know his sister is Coco, but I don't remember his girlfriend's name. I think it's Tawna, although I'm not quite sure. And there we go. So we left the bonus stage, got some Wumpa Fruit. We're just gonna clear this stage, get the Piranha Plant guy right there. Piranha Plant's Echo Fighter. Could get an extra life, but I'm just gonna decide to just go for it. Here we go. Get the Piranha Plant. And we cleared the stage. So we just are gonna save the game after this, and we are going to Crash 2. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to be reminded about how many boxes I missed. Okay, so Crash 1 is great. Really good game. You just gotta keep in mind it is difficult, and it's a bit more primitive compared to the other games, considering it was the first one. So some moves and stages might not be present, stuff like that. But we are gonna go on to Crash 2 right now. It saves automatically, so let's get to the menu. Loading screens can be a little bit long, but considering all the content here, you know, it's no big deal. So we're gonna go to Crash 2 right now. And we're gonna start a new game. taking a little bit longer to load this time around. Alright. So this takes place right after the first game. You got Cortex right here falling. They redid the cutscenes too, and they look absolutely stunning. Like if there was ever a Crash TV show, this is how I would want it to look. So you got Cortex right here hanging out in the cave. It's just thinking of an evil plan this time around. Love his new voice right here. He was originally voiced by Clancy Brown, who voices Mr. Krabs, but I think his new voice really suits him a lot more. Even in the intro when he says, "Developed by vicarious visions," it just sounds great. And I think this is the same voice actor from Twinsanity, and it really suits the character well. So they're in space right now? And there's this guy right here. He's also in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. See what he's up to. Playing this with the audio quite low, that way it doesn't echo in the background. But it's a little cutscene right here, intro of the game. After this, I think we're going to get into some levels, so I think we'll just skip this for now, because this is just a quick overview. As you can see, the hallway levels are a little bit wider this time, and there's also other moves. You could spin as always. You could also do this little thing right here where you just slide. And there you go. Crash 2 is, I would say it's much better than the first game simply because it's more refined. But you're also getting the great graphical presentation right here. Colors are more vibrant, levels are more fun. But overall, it keeps what made Crash great. The gameplay is here, presentation's here, and it is difficult, though I would say nowhere near as difficult as the original Crash. There are also more 3D spaces in this game compared to the first game. So, there's also a little hub world right here. There was a world map in Crash 1, but there's a sort of hub world like here. It's not quite a hub world because it's more like you select levels and go up this elevator when you reach more. So we could choose between certain levels. Oh, we got a hologram of Cortex right here.
If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome.
So we have to beat these levels and get the crystals in order to get to Cortex. So let's see, we were in Turtle Woods. I think we'll go to Snowgo. You can play any of these levels in any order. All these sound pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll go to Snowgo just to change up the scenery. And if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter, but it won't be for much longer. So let's play this right here. Discover and finish the secret route for a special gem. So the way the gameplay is different here is you have to collect gems, and if you collect all of them, you can move on to the boss and play more levels. So as you can see, this is another hallway style level right here, except it's snowy this time around. Hey look, it's Penta Penguin right there. I feel sorry hitting these penguins because they're so cute. Let's see right here. Thought there could have been something up there. Got Crash ice skating right here. Playing through the game. Yeah, the ice section doesn't really feel all that great, but it's an ice section, so I expect nothing more. I don't want to hurt these enemies right here. Like, at least make them ugly, but no, they're cute. You want to avoid the nitro crates right here, because if you touch them, they just automatically explode on impact. So what you want to do is, in order to break those crates, there's a nitro crate switch at the end of every level, or somewhere on the level, that breaks them all automatically. You don't want to run into them, trust me. So let's see. This is the 2D stuff I was mentioning before. Some of the levels are more like this, some of them are more like the hallways, but either way, it's a linear 3D platformer, so it's not essentially like getting power stars or puzzle pieces, anything like that. And that's what makes Crash so much fun. There's always something different to do. Level design's great, always changing, and it can really get challenging, which I personally love. But if you're a fan at heart when it comes to challenging games, you might want to stay away from the Crash series. Let's get these seals right here. Get a new mask. Gonna get to the checkpoint. But so far, everything plays great, everything looks great. It's the N Sane Trilogy, so I kind of gave you guys a hint that it'd be great. This is one of the best Switch games, hands down. I know you can get it on other platforms, but there aren't many 3D platformers on the Switch. This is not just one of them, but 3 of them in one collection. If you're excited for Crash 4 on the Switch, this is a great game to play before playing that, so you can get familiar with the first 3 games, and overall, this is an absolute steal right here. Mario 3D All-Stars might be an okay deal, but here, everything is remade, everything is a lot better to control, everything looks better, it's just so great. I have nothing but positive things to say. If there's one little complaint I have, maybe, it's a fact that it's not 1080p, but if it's a hardware issue, they did what they needed to do. They got it running well on the Switch. So we're going to go to Crash 3 right now. And this one I actually never really played. I was too busy playing Crash 1 and 2, and I want to complete them all in chronological order. So I'm going to have to start playing soon, because Crash 4 comes out in less than a month. Okay, that's one thing I'm really glad about. Switch might not have many games from Nintendo, but the third parties really bring in some good stuff. I'm surprised that Crash 4 is coming to the Switch this early. I thought it would be summer or September of this year. But no, it's coming in March, and it looks like it runs pretty well too. So we're just going to skip this cutscene. We're going to go into Crash 3. So overall, what I think of Crash 2. As I said before, it's probably my favorite Crash platformer. The gameplay is a lot tighter than the original Crash. It looks better. Crash 3 actually has a theme of time travel, so that's why it's called Warped. I actually never played this one. I might have played a few levels of it, but I really played a lot more Crash 1 and 2. So this might be my favorite. Usually when games are in chronological order, the latest one's usually my favorite most of the time. Like when it comes to platformers and sequels, stuff like that, just depends on the series. So as you can see, you got the cutscene here. I think I might skip that just in case if it's a spoiler for Crash 2. So let's see, we are in the Time Twister right now. So let's see what's going on right here. Alright, gonna need to get past this loading screen. Okay, the level, it looks like there's a sort of hub world again. I think we're going here. Yeah, that's what we needed to do. So far, this game looks really cool. So let's see what level this is right here. Future tense? Oh, this is the new level. Let's go to something else. Usually I would go to the new levels and stuff. I heard Future Tense is considered to be one of the best in the Crash series, but I think we're going to go here. This thing right here. Alright, I've never played this game. Under pressure, so we're just going to go into the level. I think we need to get the gem. If it's anything like the first two, I know what to do. I think it's going to be like the first two. Cortex is talking right now.
Oh, look. I have a mask helping me too.
Love the presentation right here. Great voice actor. Let's begin. Fast kick. You get the gem out of sticky situations. So you guys are actually going to watch me play Crash 3 for the first time. We're actually playing a water level. And oh my gosh. Did they actually make a fun underwater level? Yes, they did. It already controls really good. It looks great. And it's so much more fun than just hitting the B button, because you can swim just using the analog stick. Wow. Now for our first level, I'm not sure if this is the first or not, maybe you could go in any order, but a little bit weird to go for an underwater level. But everything controls great. Really looking forward to playing more of this game. So just by judging Crash 1 and 2 alone, I can definitely say, if you have any questions about getting this game, you definitely need to pick it up. It's that good. It is very challenging, but it's such a great collection. There's also the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which I'll cover in a future episode, which remade the first 3 Spyro games on PS1, and that is also a great collection of games. And if you want a racing game, I can't recommend Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled enough. Great remake, adds a ton of new content, essentially Crash Kart Ultimate, and if they could do the same thing but with Mario Kart for Mario Kart 9, I would be so thrilled about that. Let's see right here. Going up here. I think we have to go down. If we burped, maybe we'd go up, but we need to just spin attack down. Shouldn't have stolen those fizzy lifting drinks. Funny, because I actually prefer the 2005 remake, although I remember that line. Let's see right here. But so far, everything's playing great. Everything looks great. So yeah, if you wanted to know a little bit about the Crash N Sane Trilogy, this is what to expect right here. You're getting 3 games for $40, all remade from the PS1. They're not just ports, they actually put in the effort to remake these games, make them fit the current generation, and play so much better. There are a ton of quality of life improvements too, such as in the bonus stages. I think there was something where you'd have to complete them, like all in one go, and you'd lose lives, but I think you can complete them as many times as you want in the remake of Crash 1. Although it's been a while since I played them, so let me know, but they're definitely worth getting. So if you guys have an episode suggestion for Demeech's Arcade, I'd love to hear it. What do you guys think of Crash N Sane Trilogy? Definitely one of the best Switch games. Anyways, thanks for watching, and keep calm and dada on.